This is the morning weather briefing. This is for Friday, the 4th of August. I'm James Spann. We have some pretty significant flooding issues developing early this morning. And on top of that, we have the chance of some strong storms during the course of the day today. Very active day. So let's go right to the radar and discuss the situation. We're live this morning at 5:19, and you can see this nearly stationary band of storms that has developed from the Tennessee Valley down through parts of North and East Alabama in this broad zone from the Shoals down toward Aniana, Talladega, and Valley and Lynette. And it's just not moving. And these are very efficient rain producers early this morning, and that could create some very significant flooding. We note we have flash flood warnings in effect to start the day for parts of Limestone, parts of Lauderdale, Morgan, Cullman, Blount, and St. Clair counties, and more could be required later this morning. And based on radar estimates, some spots have already picked up almost 2 inches of rain during the pre-dawn hours. So if you are in that zone where it's just pouring, be really careful if you're driving to work, and you know the deal. Turn around, don't drown. Life's not worth that, making a bad decision like that. It's just really not. So be careful driving to work this morning. So again, flash flood warnings, again, to start the day for parts of Lauderdale, Limestone, Morgan, Cullman, Blount, and St. Clair counties. And we'll come back and revisit the radar here in just a second. Here's the big picture, the heat ridge west of the state. We have a northwest flow aloft, and these storms are firing on the eastern periphery of the heat ridge. And that's the radar composite this morning. Again, showing those storms over the Tennessee Valley down into East Alabama, and they just are not moving that much. Mostly 70s to start the day. Mobile at 80. Now, one good thing about the early storms, heat will not be a problem for most of you today. In fact, if you're in North or East Alabama, you could be in the 70s all day today. The higher heat values down in Southwest Alabama, where conditions should be a bit drier. And again, we note there is a flash flood watch in effect for much of North and Northeast Alabama, obviously because of the rain in progress, and that watch might be expanded southward as the storms continue to develop down toward Auburn, Opelika, and the Interstate 85 corridor. And west of the state, heat issues today under the heat ridge. Here's the severe weather outlook today. We've got a risk of severe storms over the northeast United States and also from the Great Plains down into the deep south. In Alabama, we have a level 1 out of level 5, marginal risk of severe storms for much of the state. And like yesterday, the main concern coming from strong straight-line winds. This is tomorrow, risk of severe storms out across the midsection. Day 3, which is Sunday. Got a risk of severe storms from the Great Lakes down into the Tennessee Valley. And again, this is for activity Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. We have a marginal risk. Again, that's level 1 out of 5, basically from Birmingham north. And again, the main concern, strong straight-line winds. And day 4, which is Monday. Got a risk of severe storms over parts of the northeast United States, well to the northeast of Alabama. Here's the rain for the next 7 days, and we often say this, but these maps can be very challenging in summer because of the uneven distribution of rain. For example, some spots this morning have already seen 2 inches of rain. But on an average basis, the amounts between 1 and 3 inches for much of the state. And off in the tropics, amazingly quiet. No tropical trouble for the next 2 days. No tropical trouble for the next 7 days. How long will it last? We'll see, but we are now in the peak of the season, and it's good to see things are quiet there. Model fans, here we go. This is the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid today at 4. Heat ridge to the west, troughing to the east. We're kind of stuck in between, and again, we'll have the thunderstorms around today, probably for the northern half of the state. The better chance of rain coming this morning, and then by afternoon, the better chance shifting down into south and southeast Alabama. This is the high-res HER valid this evening at 6. And again, for North Alabama, because the morning storms, highs only in the 80s today, with the 90s for the southern and southwestern part of the state. So what about the weekend? This is tomorrow, and the storms should be fewer in number. They'll be around. We'll have scattered showers and storms, but not as extensive as the rain we're getting today. Highs mostly low 90s, and the same thing on Sunday. The chance of scattered showers and storms, most active during the afternoon and evening hours. And again, maybe some strong storms over the northern part of the state. Let's go to Monday. That looks pretty quiet, but again, even though you see nothing there, we're going to mention scattered showers and storms, and it's going to be the case for the rest of the week. This is Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Some sun, scattered storms, highs mostly low 90s. And a week from today, this is Friday, August 11th, again, the heat ridge off to the west, which is good. We just don't see any really excessively hot weather for the state. And by that, my definition would be upper 90s or higher. And those are air temperatures. And again, down below that, we'll have scattered showers and storms. Let's go out 10 days. This is Sunday, August 13th. Pretty good trough in the westerlies to the north. Little weakness in the ridge down here. And again, just classic summer weather. You don't see any green on that map, but we'll have a few scattered showers and storms about. This is rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble. The mean about 3 inches between now and the 19th of August. Of course, some of the members are higher and lower. That's the mean of all those members. And again, these heat levels are just not bad at all for August. If you've been around here, you know that. Highs upper 80s, low 90s right on through next week. Latest 8 to 14 day guidance. Temperatures may be a little above average if this works out, but again, we're just not seeing any sign of runaway type heat. So yesterday, we had some rough storms coming through parts of the state. This was a look at the storms coming through Chambers County, down in the community of Valley. In fact, some of those trees were actually snapping as the video is being taken. You can hear the cracks of those trees coming down. And we had some really wicked straight-line winds, especially over the eastern half of the state. This is video taken from a mail carrier that was out on the route right in the middle of that storm coming through Gadsden in Etowah County. This is up on Lookout Mountain, Nakalula Mountain above the city, and the damage was very significant there. And if you watch this video long enough, you'll see actually a tree kind of crashing into the windshield of this mail delivery truck. And again, boom, there it goes. And thankfully, nobody was injured there. And of course, when you got thunderstorm winds, what's going to happen here? Watch to the left of the Mustang. There you go. Alabama state bird taking off. And with all the storms, some amazing lightning. Watch this. This is home video camera, and boom, pretty wicked lightning strike right in front of that. But, after the storms were over, the sunset was just vivid. So vivid last night. That can happen sometimes in summer when the storms kick up a lot of dust and the typical summer particulates. The light gets scattered, and the sunsets are just absolutely amazing last night. Thanks to everybody for taking the time to send those in. So let's go back to the radar. And again, if you're just joining us, we are live this morning at 5:27. And you can see on the radar a nearly stationary band of storms setting up across parts of the state. In fact, let me kind of give you a radar tour here. Up in the Tennessee Valley, the rain rates have decreased a bit, but still we have flash flood warnings in effect for parts of Lauderdale, Morgan, and Limestone counties. And again, the rates are excessive right now, just really pouring through parts of Marion, Winston, and northern Cullman counties. Northeast Cullman County is under flash flood warning, basically from Cullman back up to Joplin, Arab. Flash flood warnings in effect for much of Blount County. That includes Aniana. Flash flood warnings for much of St. Clair County. This includes Springville, Odenville, Asheville, Pell City. And again, the rates are also pretty high through parts of Talladega and Clay counties as well. But again, the flash flood warnings currently in effect for parts of Cullman, Blount, and St. Clair counties, and then up into the Tennessee Valley for parts of Limestone, Lawrence, and Morgan counties. And we certainly hope this line begins to shift a little bit, because if it doesn't, we're going to see some pretty significant flooding problems here. So again, if you're driving to work in those zones this morning, be really careful, turn around, and don't drown. And the rain rates will likely decrease later this morning. So that's it for the weather briefing this morning. We have notes on the blog. If you're new here, that's alabamawx.com. And again, I'll be back on the road next week with all of the school visits. School's back, if you can believe that, next week. Looking forward to that. Of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening. ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.